Major companies like American Express, MasterCard, Visa, they've paused a plan to flag gun purchases on your statements, on your credit card statement. It's intended to assist investigations of gun crimes, but it's faced some serious pushback from Republicans and gun rights activists. They argue this new coding system could open the door to unauthorized police surveillance. So joining me right now, Robert Patillo, a civil and human rights attorney. First, good morning. But second of all, 24 GOP state attorneys general wrote letters to the payment networks for Visa and MasterCard threatening legal action. Do they have a foot to stand on here?
Well, I do think they do. You have a privacy right when it comes to your financial transactions, and the fact that this policy was put in place beginning last fall by an organization out of Geneva to create a code for firearms purchases, I think that could create grave security concerns for all Americans, because today it's guns. What is the next thing? Are they going to report to your insurance company every time you buy fast food? Are they going to be reporting any other purchases you're making to law enforcement? This starts to slippery slope to the point that you get to that Chinese social accountability report card score. I think that's what many Americans fear.
It's interesting because I was doing some research here, and Visa and MasterCard's plan actually doesn't track individual gun purchases. Instead, it breaks out purchases at a gun store. So you could be buying a gun safe, but it would still flag it and put that on your account. Again, this program has been paused, but could it come back? I mean, would somebody, say this is an invasion of privacy?
It absolutely could come back. It's a question of whether or not Congress is willing to pass legislation to protect this. Understand that this program is 100% legal right now. There's nothing stopping them from doing it legally. There's only a consumer issue and whether or not consumers will push back against companies that put in place these types of programs. Discover Card is supposed to roll out the program first. They control about 2% of market share, but please believe that if it goes well for them with 2%, then Visa with 61%, MasterCard with 26% the market share will be not far behind that. So consumers have to push back against companies that are willing to sell out their private information in the name of security or anything else.
Well, and right now we know that all these companies sell our information and give it to different entities in different manner of ways. You said this was legal, even though it's been paused. What are credit card companies doing? What are they able to share about your purchase data with law enforcement specifically?
They're able to share, depending on court orders, places that you've made transactions at, or certain transactions in special situations. There's nothing preventing them from doing that, and we have seen cases previously where that information has been shared. These codes that they put in place basically flag where these purchases are being made. I think the code for firearms purchases, I think it was 5760. So when law enforcement subpoenas your credit card records, they'll see that code and know that you made a purchase at a firearms related store, so a gun store, for example. But what happens later on down the line where, let's say it's a vehicular manslaughter case, and now they can track down if you went to a bar or to a liquor store right before you got into the car. I think that this is what people are concerned about, losing that level of personal privacy when it comes to financial transactions. And this is part of what drove that rise of cryptocurrency and other non-traceable digital currencies, because people have become so afraid of their banking records becoming public information that now that they're turning to these digital currencies.
But this is not so much a case of Big Brother, is it? Or is it more investigating people who already have some type of criminal history or are under investigation for criminal behavior?
I think it still ends up being Big Brother. I think that when you start talking about tracking people's financial transactions, using cameras to track everywhere that you've gone, whether you're accused or whether you're suspected of a crime or not, this goes to those Fourth Amendment rights that you have against the illegal search and seizure. And at this point, we're turning into a situation where there's no reasonable expectation of privacy, either in financial transactions. We've seen medical records now, people attempting to subpoena those, vehicle records when you're driving, your Google Maps is tracking where you go, that being turned over. So we're getting to a place where the expectation of privacy is very quickly being decimated in this country.
So what should people do? What are credit card holders' rights? Should they contact their company and express what they don't or do like about this? Should they contact their local congressman?
I think, one, contact your congressperson, but secondarily, you have to vote with your wallet. So just remember about 10 years ago when Apple started taking headphones out of cell phones, we all made fun of it at first, but once the market said that that was okay, then every company took your headphone jack out of your phone. So if people are against these policies, you have to stay up to date on what your credit card company policy is. And if they put a policy like this in place, cancel the card. If that happens enough, then it won't go forward.
Thank you, Robert Patillo. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.